Namaste. Welcome all. I am Advocate B.R. Bornak, Advocate High Court, Mumbai. Today's lecture is filing of returns etc. Cooperative Housing Society Limited in Maharashtra. There are provisions under section 79(1)(a) of the Maharashtra Cooperative Societies Act Maharashtra Cooperative Societies Act 1960 and under bylaw number 146(b) of the bylaws of the Cooperative Housing Societies. Let us see these provisions. First of all, let us see the provisions under section 79(1)(a) of the Maharashtra Cooperative Societies Act 1960. What the section 79(1)(a) says, every society will have to file returns to registrar within 6 months of close of every financial year. Means here every society is required to file annual returns as prescribed in under this section within 6 months, that is on or before 30th September, again within 6 months, to the registrar. These returns can be filed online as already explained by me. So in this return, which things are involved, included, which the societies are required to the registrar? Number one, annual report of its activities, that is annual report. Then its audited statement of accounts, that is income expenditure account, balance sheet, etc. Then plans for disposal of surplus funds as approved by the general body of the society, means in what manner the surplus funds of the society are to be disposed, that is recommended by the managing committee. These plans for disposal of surplus, they are also to be reported to the registrar by way of annual returns. Then list of amendments to the bylaws of the society, if any. If in the annual general body meeting the society wants to propose to amend any bylaw of the society, then that is also to be reported to the registrar by way of filing returns. Then declaration regarding date of holding of its general body meeting and conduct of election when due, means it is also to be reported to the registrar if election is due. Then when the society has proposed that election and when the society is going to conduct the election. Besides that, when the society is going to hold the annual general body meeting, the date, etc., the date, place, time, that is also to be reported to the registrar by way of filing return to the registrar. And any other information required by the registrar in pursuance of any of the provisions of the act. If the registrar requires any other things, then the societies are also required to file those returns as required by the registrar. So these are the regular items which are included in the returns to be filed to the registrar. And these means returns of these items, A, B, C, D, E, F, okay, that is to be filed within 6 months, that is on or before 30th September each year by every society. Okay. There is no extension to file these returns. These returns means they are required to be filed within 6 months from close of cooperative or financial year, that is on or before 30th September. Now there is another type of return that is required to be filed, that we have seen under section 81, that when the auditor is appointed, the society will have to submit to the registrar of appointment of the auditor. Now that provision is under section 79(1)(b). These provisions were under section 79(1)(a). These 6 provisions. Okay. Now additional provision, that is section 79(1)(b), that is about return of appointment of auditor. Now here this return of appointment of auditor that is to be filed before the registrar by every society within a period of 1 month from the date of annual general body meeting in which auditor or auditing firm is appointed. Here in the bylaws it is given 1 month. Means within 1 month the return of appointment of auditor is required to be submitted to the registrar by the society within 1 month, that is from the date of the annual general body meeting in which that auditor has been appointed. Means from the date of annual general body meeting, this return of auditor is required to be submitted to the registrar within 1 month, and in this return the society will have to report to the registrar the name of the auditor, auditing firm, and other particulars, means their panel number, if their contact number, etc. Then that is to be reported to the registrar, and together with this information the society will have to submit a written consent of the auditor that he has agreed, as appointed by the society to him, he has agreed to carry out audit of the accounts of the society. Means auditor's written consent is also required to be submitted to the registrar along with return of appointment of auditor. Now if the society fails to file the returns, all these returns under section 79(1)(a), under section 79(1)(b), then failing to file returns attributes disqualification to the managing committee member under section 73 CA(1)(3). Subclause 3 is there, means subclause 3 of subsection 1 of section 73 CA. Means these provisions are not here, but I have taken these provisions because that is disqualification. If the society fails to file returns as prescribed under section 79(1)(a) and 79(1)(b), then that will be treated as violation, and this violation attributes disqualification of the managing committee member and further disqualification for the period of 5 years. Means this much serious offence is there for not filing annual returns as provided under section 79(1)(a) and section 79(1)(b). Now let us see the provisions in the bylaws pertaining to filing of returns by a cooperative housing society. They are under bylaw number 146B. Okay, under 146B there is a provision of filing of annual return. As provided under bylaw number 146B, the societies are required to file annual return on or before 30th September. Here the date is given, on or before in bylaws date is given. Under section 79 means that is 6 months time period is given. Okay, on or before 30th September of every year to the registrar, and in this return which things are required to be reported to the registrar? One, annual report of society's activities, society's audited statement of accounts, that is profit and loss income. Same provision are reflected here under bylaw 146 as they are under section 79. Okay, society's audited statement of accounts, then plans for surplus disposal as approved by the general body of the society, a list of amendments to the bylaws of the society if any, declaration regarding date of holding of its general body meeting and conduct of election when due, and any other information required by the registrar in pursuance of any of the provisions of the Act. And one additional here written that is suggested under bylaw, that is a list of active and non-active members. Okay, with list of active and non-active members that is also required to be submitted to the registrar. Now here again next point, that is return of appointment of auditor, that I already explained under section 79. Okay, every society shall also file a return regarding the name of the auditor or auditing firm from a panel approved by the state government in this behalf, appointed in the general body meeting, together with his written consent within a period of 1 month from the date of annual general body meeting in which their auditor has been appointed. The same provision here, it is reflected in bylaws. Okay. Now again here, next point, if the society fails to intimate to the registrar by way of filing this return, then again disqualification etc. that is there. So these are the provisions under bylaw number 146. So today we have completed, in this lecture we have seen the provisions pertaining to accounts, audit, filing of annual returns.